Hello orchestra students, it's Miss Vitides. Today I'm going to show you the parts of the instrument starting from the top. This is called the scroll. These are the pegs, and the pegs help hold the strings in place and tune them by turning them up or down. This long black piece is called the fingerboard, and you put your fingers there to play on it. And it's connected to a part of the instrument known as the neck. Now, right above the strings here, this raised black bar is called the nut. And what it does is it lifts the strings off the fingerboard so they don't buzz when you start playing them. So, these are your strings. Nice sound, yes? And you have 4 of them, every single instrument does. Now we have the shoulders. This piece is called the saddle. As you can see, it kind of looks like a saddle. And it connects the neck and scroll to the body of the instrument. Then going on the side, we have what we call the ribs. And we have the corners here. This here is called the C-bout, which is basically a cutaway for the bow to go between. Then this piece is called the bridge, and it lifts the strings off the fingerboard. It's not glued in place, it's actually held by the tension of the strings. These are called F-holes, and they magnify the sound of the instrument. Sound kind of goes into the instrument like a vibration and comes out the F-holes. I need to tune this. This is called the tailpiece, and these knobs at the top are called fine tuners, and they also, like the pegs, tune the instrument. This is the chin rest, and when you put it up on your shoulder, your chin and jaw rest on it. The other part that helps you keep the instrument on your shoulder is known as the shoulder rest, and we'll talk about how to put that on in a different video. Then we have the button, which is what the tailpiece connects to the strings all the way up back to the pegs. And then we have the back of the instrument and the front of the instrument. So, there you have it. Go home and review. Now I'm going to talk about the parts of the bow. And there's fortunately not quite so many parts as the violin or the cello. Now this long piece is called the stick, because it looks like a stick. And this is called the hair, and it's actually made from horsehair. They don't pull it out, they just, give the horse a haircut. And it's very important when you're handling the bow that you do not touch the hair, because your fingers have oil on them naturally occurring in your skin, and that oil can transfer into the hairs, get stuck there, and make the bow not stick to the string. It also turns it black and yucky, and it's really gross, so don't touch the hair. Next we have the frog, and then we have the finger grip, where when you make a bow hold, the fingers sort of go over this plastic part. This is known as the screw. And it's really important because it tightens and loosens the bow. And it works just like a door handle. If you turn it right, it's going to tighten. And if you turn it left, it's going to loosen. And in another video, I'll show you how to tighten and loosen the bow. And the last part of the bow is called the tip. And it's very, very important that you don't jab this into the ground or play sword fights with it. It's a very delicate part of the instrument, and breaking it is a real big pain that I can't fix. So we have the tip, the stick, the hair, the finger grip, the frog, and the screw. The parts of the bow. Hello children. I'm going to show you how to tighten and rosin your bow. So when you take your bow out of the case, it should be nice and loose. And the hair should be really floppy. See how mine is wiggling around like that? Now obviously we can't play our instrument this way because the bow hair wouldn't stay on the string. So we have to tighten it. So in order to know how much you want to tighten it, you want to turn the screw clockwise, meaning to the right, until, as you can see, the hair is tightening. You want to tighten it until you can just about stick your index finger in between the stick and the hair. Now this isn't quite tight enough, so I'm going to go and tighten it just a little bit more. And when I can fit my finger in, it's tight. And I should be able to feel a nice tightness on the hairs. It's not too tight. And if you look at the stick, there is a slight downward dip in the stick. We don't want it to be straight across, and we certainly don't want it curving over because that's too tight. So just a little gradual dip in the middle of the stick. That's how you know that it's tight enough. So the next step is rosining the bow. I will show you this in another video. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to rosin your bow. Now, rosin is found at the top of your case. There's a little pouch. You take it out. It looks like this white box. This isn't actually the rosin, this is just the box. So when you open it, voila, rosin! Rosin is made from hardened tree sap. If you've ever climbed a tree and gotten sap on your hands and noticed how sticky it was, it's this exact substance that they harden to create rosin. And what it does is it helps the bow stick to the string. So I'm going to tighten my bow. So if you remember from the other video, I tighten it until I can just about stick my finger through the middle of the bow, and then I'm going to start rosining. Now I don't need to put too much rosin on. Too much rosin is going to make the bow really crunch on the string, but you want enough so that it doesn't feel like the bow is slipping off the string. So what I do is I put the bow on the rosin, and I just go up and down from frog to tip in a nice smooth motion. And I'll know if I have enough rosin if I take my thumbnail and really quickly flick it. Ooh, did you see that? There's this white powder that comes off. That's the rosin dust. If that's happening, I call that smoking bow, and that's a sign that you have enough rosin on your bow. Good luck!